Happy 20th anniversary to Naruto. This is a series that we both love, so we want to attract more Naruto fans to the audience by discussing obscure topics in the fandom. Hoodie put out a great video last week highlighting how Naruto, particularly Shippuden, has done very well to actually retcon its own material. A lot of series are regarded as masterpieces because they're meticulously planned, and the benefits of that strategy are obvious to us all. However, as fans of anime and manga, I think we ought to appreciate the skill that it takes to construct your story as it's coming out week by week, and still to create an end product that feels cohesive for your audience. As more and more of the manga we see today are meticulously planned, I can't help but appreciate the charm of this older style of writing manga. But since I've been rereading the entire Naruto series for fun, I actually want to take this opportunity to highlight some of the narrative cohesion that this franchise has to offer, as I do believe Naruto is slept on in critical spheres. For example, Kishimoto has always been great with his use of imagery and visual metaphor, including things like Sasuke's curse mark resembling darkness slowly enveloping his body, or Naruto and Sasuke both having eyes that turn red, which correlate to their similar burdens and perspectives. But that just scratches the surface of Kishimoto's brilliance. I am Zero, this is Kato, and today I want to celebrate Kishimoto's greatest addition to the Battle Shonen conversation, Team 7. After all, what's a better test of cohesion than a teamwork drill, am I right, Kakashi? If you also love this franchise and talking about anime, maybe consider subscribing to the channel as it really helps us a lot. Ring the bell if you want to pass. Each member of Team 7 has a dream that they're trying to achieve, and the fact that they're each striving for something that seems impossible to them is a common struggle that they can bond over. For Sakura, her dream is to make the highly coveted Sasuke belong to her. Naruto dreams of becoming a Hokage that surpasses all who came before him. Sasuke dreams of becoming powerful enough to kill the greatest genius the Uchiha clan had ever seen. And Kakashi's dream is something that we don't really get to learn in part 1. Maybe he himself doesn't even know it. But Kakashi dreams of becoming a worthy hero of the leaf, which is akin to a death wish in his mind in part 1. We get our first glimpse of this in chapter 9, when Kakashi shows the children the monument to ninja who were killed in action, and remarks that his best friend's name is on the list. When he's introduced, Kakashi is already regarded as one of the Leaf's greatest heroes in the current era, but as a result of his survivor's guilt, he feels like an imposter. The truth is, each of them do. Kakashi's role has been thrust upon him, but the Genin have each proclaimed that they will be the ones to fulfill the role they have chosen. And the dreams of those Genin are hinted towards even earlier in chapters 3 and 4. We see what each member of Team 7 desires. Naruto wants to be closer to Sakura. Romantic love is a sort of yearning for acceptance. He wants Sakura to acknowledge him. And we see that the way Naruto feels about Sakura, Sakura feels about Sasuke. She wants his acknowledgement and acceptance. But it seems like there's no one like that for Sasuke. When he hears about the teams, instead of thinking who he wants on his team, he thinks of how any potential teammates could just get in his way. Get in the way of what? We don't know yet. But by the end of the chapter we learn that this is because Sasuke is alone, like Naruto. So this moment reveals that he wants to stay that way for some reason. In the next chapter we learn that Sasuke's one-tracked mind is focused solely on killing one man. But Naruto just automatically assumes it's him because he's very traumatized. Why does Sakura seek Sasuke's approval so much? Sakura strives to feel more feminine. Sakura's inner voice has a lot in common with Naruto, which is kinda hilarious. Naruto routinely says the things that inner Sakura wishes Sasuke would say. Inner Sakura is this boisterous, volatile character that often jokes at the expense of others, but outwardly Sakura is a very meek and well-behaved girl. We learn that this is based in her rivalry with Ino. The first person who acknowledged Sakura when she was going through her mandatory childhood bullying was Ino. She took pity on this cute, sad girl. Relatable. Ino tried to help Sakura acknowledge her insecurities to help her be more confident. But the way she talks to Sakura is still clumsy. Yeah, your forehead's pretty huge, but that's no reason to cover your cute face. It's just weird. Ino is designed like a mean girl, down to the blonde hair and smug dialogue. Even when she's trying to help her friend, she can't help but point out that the bullies had a point about Sakura's huge forehead. Given Haku's words about the fate of those who possess Kekkei Genkai and how Sasuke was probably already familiar with that burden, I think we can assume that Ino already feels the pressure of being one of the next Ino Shikacho. That's probably the underlying cause of her apparent need to feel superior to everyone all of the time. But because of Ino's constant showing off, Sakura did admire her abilities. She could get the upper hand against others, she was knowledgeable as a shinobi, and she was clearly more trained than someone whose parents were civilians or otherwise unavailable to train their children. Sakura looked up to and envied Ino, and so she subconsciously started to follow her, which turned into emulating her. It even worked, as Sakura started to become a girl that her former bullies envied. She even started attracting romantic attention since Naruto was into her, but obviously she would have wanted to learn and develop more to gain the same attention from Sasuke. So she kept up her habits. When Sakura's confidence grew, she even started to emulate Ino's superior attitude. And that's when she and Ino started to clash. Sakura realized that she was hanging around with someone who constantly puts her down in little ways, but expects her to brush it off. And since she has gained confidence, she wants to no longer feel inferior to her peers, including Ino. This results in Sakura and Ino trading these barbs back and forth, and ultimately full-blown arguments and fights. Since neither one will back down, they declare that they are rivals and part ways. And so, Sakura fights with Ino to prove that she isn't an imposter. She's a true kunoichi of the leaf, who won't be looked down on by others. And she feels that triumphing over her rival in love in any way will bring her closer to the day that Sasuke falls in love with her. But even still, Ino is a part of Sakura. Ino is her concept of a kunoichi, one who is well versed in the arts of ninja and the ways of women. There's still an aspect of Sakura's psyche that puts Ino on a pedestal. So much so that when Sakura rejects her true voice, Ino's is the one that comes out. This is where inner Sakura comes in. Inner Sakura isn't the true side of Sakura necessarily. It's the impulsive side that can't imagine failure. It's the childish side of Sakura. It's supposed to show us that this highly feminine, subdued front that Sakura puts up in part 1 is just what she presents to the world in an attempt to appear mature. But around Sasuke, Sakura can't help but be herself. A foolish girl in love. But that's all for this time. This video is getting too long quickly. I'm gonna have to do some cutting for this one or make it a two-parter or something, I just know it. Well anyway, thanks for listening to my dumb rants if you made it this far. Subscribe for more. Sorry to everyone who wanted this to be a Code Geass upload, I promise I got you next time. Until then, I'd like to give an extra special shout out to all of our lovely patrons over at patreon.com/KatoYT, such as Straight Idea. Visit the link, join them,